Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and it's time for part 5 of the Monday Q&A, so let's get to it. If a person gets obese eating only clean foods, is he considered healthy or unhealthy? It is generally considered unhealthy to be obese irrespective of the composition of your diet. Now, can you offset some of the negative effects of obesity through having a balanced diet that doesn't have any dietary deficiencies or imbalances, but you just got there through excessive calories? Yes. Can you offset a lot of the negatives through physical activity and exercise, but you still got obese just due to excessive calories? Yes, you can offset them to some extent, but the very fact of being obese, and guys, I mean real obesity. When people come on here and call me obese, when you see where I'm at right now, that's called bodybuilder obese, and bodybuilders are generally fucking delusional. And so if you think that it's healthy to be 7 or 8% body fat year round, you're fucking stupid. And you really shouldn't be spouting your opinion on what's healthy. So if the people who are calling me obese I'm not obese from a medical standard. But if someone truly is obese, then by all means, they are putting themselves at health risk, and they can develop some medical issues purely as a result of being obese, even if their diet composition is good, there are no micronutrient deficiencies, and even if they exercise and train regularly, yeah, it can still contribute to diseases. So it is very difficult. And if you're obese, you're probably not healthy. There are a few exceptions, but they were the exception, not the norm. It's just that you can offset some of those negatives through the other aspects of your lifestyle. All right, next question. Jason, I'm trying to start training lower body high frequency. I already do 2 full leg workouts twice a week in addition to biking and running. I'm thinking of temporarily stopping running and biking to focus more on lower body strength. With doing 1 set of deadlifts, 3 reps at 90% twice a week, and 2 sets of squats at 3 to 5 reps at 90 and 80% respectively 3 times a week be enough to stimulate strength and muscle growth while not preserving CNS integrity? It would preserve CNS integrity. I don't understand that last part. But as far as the other stuff goes, well, here's your problem. Don't stop your biking and running. With the running, you could probably scale back because biking seems to have less impact on things like squat strength. But the frequency you're trying to do there, I would recommend that you continue to do your cardio on off days and throw those deadlifts in after your squats. Do your squats 3 days a week like you're looking at, and then throw those deadlifts in on 2 of the days after you squat. There's no reason for you to split them up to get 5 days in. Do them in 3. You'll adapt to deadlifting after you squat. Trust me, you'll adapt. And that way you can continue to do your cardio and other things without it bothering you, and particularly biking. If you're doing lower intensity cardio on off days, it should not affect your lower body strength at all, as long as calories and rest are sufficient. Doing an hour of cycling on those off days is not going to hurt you in any way. It should not have any measurable or negative effect upon your strength or even your muscle gains in your lower body done that way. I would be leery, if you don't know what you're doing, of deadlifting on your off days when squatting 3 times a week. You're going to get better overall recovery if you deadlift immediately after you squat, or at least in the same session. But otherwise, your plan, I don't see an issue with it. But that's the changes I would make to focus on the goals that you're talking about. All right, last question of the week. Jason, what is your response to the research and researchers that say that long-term weight loss is impossible? I've seen some of this stuff, and this is complete nonsense. This is, from a demographics perspective, it's because long-term diets that people use for short-term fixes are almost statistically impossible. If you use some sort of product or a drug or an extreme diet to lose fat as a short-term fix, and in your mind you see it as a short-term fix, then yeah, absolutely, you probably will, and they're right. It's impossible for that to work. You will generally regain everything you lost. Even if you lose 50 or 100 pounds, there's a very, very good chance you're going to regain most of it afterwards. However, I have observed over and over and over that the mindset of when people go into these things with the mindset of it's a change in their lifestyle, and they adapt this as part of a long-term lifestyle change, I've seen countless numbers of success stories with this. Other than until I got sick and gained 100 pounds of fat when sick in bed, I kept the 100 pounds off that I lost when I was 19 to 20. I kept that off up till I was 30 years old. I kept it off for 10 years until I got sick. I've known other people who've done the same. I've known people who were obese in high school. I've seen their pictures. They got into sports, or they got into bodybuilding or whatever, and have got down to contest level leans, done bodybuilding shows, and still a decade after they were obese, they still are at a very healthy athletic body fat because they adopted it as part of a lifestyle. So while these researchers are right that statistically short-term weight loss methods are generally the success stories of people who keep the weight off, who do short-term things instead of full lifestyle changes, are statistically insignificant to the point to where, yeah, it's like winning the lottery if that works for you. But for people who adopt a complete change in lifestyle, and they see it as a change in lifestyle, not a short-term fix, those are the people who tend to be far, far more successful, and a very, very significant number of those people do pull this off successfully. Alright guys, so that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it has been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time. But let me give you guys a bicep shot before I go. Oh.